play with Hodsy a shit ton.
Yeah.
I actually got Hodsy addicted to DayZ.
Oh, I saw a tweet about that. Yes.
Yeah, she's like full blown addict. I remember she DM'd me today. Let's see what she said. It was funny because we played the other day. She's played like a handful of times now. But we played yesterday, I think. Yeah, we played yesterday. She got on. She was on for like 14 hours. I've never seen her stream that long. She was on for like 14 hours.
Oh.
I'm like, you can get off, like we can always just log out. She was like, no, I want to play. And then I wake up to a DM. Are you playing DayZ today? Are you playing DayZ today?
Nice.
She was like, let me know when you switch. Let me know.
Hey, she's a beauty.
Welcome to Tarducks, a podcast for content creators to come share their experiences, stories, and advice. And today, I am super excited. I have Trey. Welcome.
What's up?
How are you?
Thanks. I'm great. I mean, I thought we were already going before this, so.
Oh.
But we're here.
We're here
for real this time.
Yes, for real. Absolutely. All right. So what we do to start off the pod is we do 3 quick questions just to get the juices flowing. So you ready?
Let's do it.
All right. So how old is Harrison?
Dude, he actually turned 1 yesterday.
No way. Holy cow.
Yeah, he had a birthday party.
Nice. All right. Best thing about house ownership?
Nothing.
Yeah.
I can make breakfast and my mom isn't in the kitchen.
Nice. Okay. That
I have to
works.
talk to my mom to make breakfast. Pretty good.
All right. You're going out to your favorite restaurant. What are you ordering?
Steak.
Yeah.
Ribeye, medium rare. Easy.
You do like your medium rare. Like you like that blood coming out of the steak, don't you?
Anything more than I'm a medium rare guy, but anything more than medium is criminal.
Now, what about ketchup on a steak?
Also criminal.
All right. Okay. All right. So, welcome to Tarducks. Let's start off with a couple of things here. Milk and grilling. So, what is the milk story? I've seen so many tweets about milk and whatnot.
Dude, honestly, I don't even remember. To be honest, I really don't. I don't know. I would always drink. So what I would do is I would go to the gym in the morning.
Yeah.
And I take Adderall, which like obliterates my appetite.
Yeah.
So what I would do instead of like eating, because I was never hungry, is I would slam like half of one of those like huge things of Fairlife milk during my stream, because they're like nuts for protein, like really good for protein.
Yeah.
So I would just slam on it. I was just always drinking milk on stream, and everybody's like, "Why the hell are you drinking milk all the time?" And then it just made it a thing.
Okay.
It's just a thing now.
All right. And grilling. So you got into the house. Was that really your first jump into enjoying grilled steaks and just grilling on your own?
Yeah, I mean, I would meal prep. See, I had always like, I just had like a really shitty grill at my parents' house because I didn't want to buy a grill and then move it,
Yeah.
So I didn't get like a nice like Weber grill or anything until I moved. My parents just had like, I would like cook on the stove or whatever. But I go through phases where I'll meal prep.
Yeah.
Because I constantly meal prep, but like I'll go through phases where sometimes I'll like go all out and it'll look really good and it'll like be really good and stuff. And then other times I just don't care. And everything I make is like I'll just go and cook 10 pounds of chicken at once, throw it on the grill, rice cooker, salt, pepper, whatever, throw like sugar-free barbecue sauce or something, I'll just eat that and like mash it up. Or like chicken broth, like whatever it is. So I'll go through phases. So sometimes when I'm like really feeling good about it, I'll post it up there or whatever. But most of the time it's the lazy, like throw it together kind of thing.
So we're not going to see, during this lull in Tarkov, we're not going to see any Trey cooking streams?
Dude, I've been wanting to, and I just get so lazy about like, I had to redo the whole kitchen when we got the place, and I still have to like redo the backsplash behind the thing, and I just haven't done it. And I'm supposed to get a PC to do that. I'm supposed to do a lot of things, and then it's just like, here I am.
Life gets in the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and
DayZ gets in the way.
And then, you know, house ownership kicks in, other things you got to do, lawn and all, you know, all that kind of crap.
Yeah, I think I've paid my water bill like once. I've been here for like a year, but I don't think they've mailed me other than that one time.
Oh, shit.
So I don't know what's going on with that.
Oh, man.
We'll see.
All right. So before you hit that go live button, what's your, you know, where did you come from? What were you doing beforehand?
Okay, so I was going to school for cybersecurity.
Yeah.
And I hated it. And I hated school a lot. Just was not my thing. And I was working at Safelite, like fixing windshields.
Yeah.
So I would drive around all day in a van, and then they'd like pop up my phone with like, fix this one, fix that one. So I would do that. I hated it. And then COVID happened, and I was technically part-time, I guess, so they didn't have to like give me benefits or whatever. But I was working full-time hours anyways. But Safelite had this like nationwide thing where if you were part-time, you were laid off no matter what.
Yeah.
With COVID. And we all thought it was going to be like a 2-week thing or whatever, so I wasn't really like pressed about it. And I was just kind of playing video games like all day, because like I think that's what most of us were doing.
Yeah.
With COVID, right? You couldn't leave your house, so like what the hell? Somebody was playing games all day, and I was playing DayZ like a ton at the time. And then actually like pretty much around that time, all of my DayZ friends were like, "Dude, like you got to play this game, Tarkov." I think it had just wiped. Or it was just about to wipe maybe, so I didn't even know what wipe meant, but
Yeah.
I got the game, I was playing it, I was really bad, and then I got better, and I was like, hey, I'm pretty good at this game, and I play all the time with COVID going on, and it had been, you know, a month at that point. I was like, I may as well just stream, and then I streamed for a while, and then I met Toothy, and like Smokin', Smitty Stone, that whole kind of group. Mainly Toothy is who I'd like hang out with and play. And then the whole lab scene was like a really big thing back then. And we would just play labs all day and make like super like ignorant like montages and stuff. and then it just kind of like blew up from there. And then
wow,
here we are.
Holy shit. Wow. Cool. Now, when did video games start with you? Like, you know, as a young kid playing, you know, probably what, GameCube or something like that, or N64?
Yeah, I was playing like Zelda with my great grandmother, I think.
Nice.
And then I played a lot of like, and then I don't think I played that many games for like my early years. And then I played like a ton of games with like PlayStation 2. I would play like Star Wars Battlefront and Ratchet and Clank, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then obviously Call of Duty when Modern Warfare 2 came out. Then I played Call of Duty. I would do like tournaments and stuff online in Call of Duty from, I don't know, like Black Ops 2 probably to like on and off throughout the years until I got into DayZ.
Yeah.
And then which was funny is I started playing DayZ on, I was a console gamer like forever. I was even playing DayZ on console.
Oh my god, that was like an
my
awful
friend.
build.
Terrible, yeah. It's still terrible, I think, and people still play it.
Yeah.
But it was horrible. It was like unplayable. But the concept of the game was like so crazy and cool to me beyond like other stuff I had played before that I was like, holy shit, this is insane. I actually built a computer to play DayZ. That's like I remember all I had on my computer was like Discord, Google, and DayZ. And like that was it.
Yeah.
And I would just play DayZ all the time and I would grind the shit out of it. And then I started playing Tarkov. So it was just like I got into PC gaming because of DayZ and then switched to Tarkov. And that's really mostly, I've never played like Counter-Strike or anything. I don't have any like traditional like FPS like training, I guess. And like a lot of people I feel like have played Counter-Strike for a long time and have like crazy good aim from it and stuff. So that's why I'm like whiffing a lot of the time.
No, you're one of the head crackers though. You're not whiffing.
Sometimes.
Especially how was the adjustment from controller to mouse and keyboard?
Weird for sure. Right. I mean with DayZ, the thing is DayZ and even Tarkov, it's not really too like aim dependent. Like having like hitting a flick and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you're playing, you know, I say I'm new to like PC. I played, you know, 10,000 hours of Tarkov, another 5 in DayZ or whatever.
Right.
So I've sunken in hours. It's just not like years and years of it. But Tarkov and DayZ especially aren't really like super aim dependent, where you kind of like get good at the mechanics of the game, for Tarkov in the past at least, and then it kind of like carries you. Like aim's definitely a thing, but I still look at my keyboard and shit sometimes when I'm typing. You know, I'm not like.
And now, like, if you had to rank, a top game for you, what sticks out?
Like all time. I mean, obviously Tarkov, right? And I mean, really just Tarkov and DayZ, bro.
And now, when you first decided to go to stream live, was Toothy and Smitty streaming at the same time too, or you guys sort of started this at the same moment?
So Toothy, I remember I met Toothy because Aqua. So I was watching. So like back when I first started playing Tarkov, I was just kind of like I remember I used to watch Aqua's Believe It or Not DayZ videos like way back, right? Like way long time ago. So I knew him from there and I followed him on Twitch and stuff. And I wasn't like a super big Twitch watcher, but I wanted to like learn the game, and I would always like throw up a Twitch stream and then play like scav runs. And then probably what most of my viewers do now, because they don't really want to like play the game, so they just kind of like watch a stream and then do a scav run, watch the stream, do a scav run. So I would do that and I'd watch Aqua, and I thought Aqua was like good, which is hilarious to say out loud. But I thought Aqua was like good, and I was learning from watching Aqua, which is probably why I was so bad back then. But I remember Aqua was like either playing, he raided Toothy, I think, after a stream, and I was like, and I thought Aqua was good at the time. I was like, holy shit, this guy's insane, because I saw Toothy playing, and I was watching Toothy a bit, and then we would fight on labs sometimes as I got better, and then I would play with him, and he kind of like taught me a lot about mechanic, just the game, and getting good at it and stuff. And that was like way back in like 12.7 or what, 3, whatever, 12 point something, like way back, like old recoil, all that stuff.
Okay. Yeah, it's a crazy small world, because your connection to Aqua, to Toothy. I had Sam on. Sam was talking about how he met Toothy and DayZ, and it's just it's wild.
Yeah, it's so weird. All those games kind of they're small communities too. I'll notice, especially, I mean, Tarkov's growing like a ton and kind of sort of mainstream at this point, sort of. But DayZ especially, or like Rust is huge now, but like DayZ and Rust back in the day, all those games were so like tight knit, and everybody kind of like knew each other. Like I think Toothy had met Aqua in, I don't know, like 8 years ago or something like that, like something ridiculous. But it's super small, like niche kind of thing.
And it's neat to see, like, DayZ. It seems like DayZ's getting a resurgence again of a lot of people playing it, a lot of good mods happening with it.
Yeah, I think a lot of streamers had kind of like hyped it up again, and I think that also kind of alludes to how shitty gaming is right now. You know, like there's no, like the most hype people have been in a very long time is what, Counter-Strike 2.
Right.
Which is, I mean, like, it's cool. I've never really been into Counter-Strike, so I can't really comment on it super, but it's really just kind of seems to be the same game, just kind of like revamped.
Right.
And obviously it's like a legendary game, but I mean, it's crazy that there isn't just something that, like, I remember I look back at, like, I remember like when H1Z1 was like the shit, or PUBG was like the shit, or Fortnite was like the shit. Like, there was always a game that was like dominating everything.
Yep.
Or even like Apex Legends, I guess, for a little bit. And that's sort of, not really, but there really isn't anything cool or like exciting coming out.
Or coming soon. Like there's nothing in the next 6 months other than, Diablo, but everybody's, sort of with the betas, they've played it. So yeah.
And that's whatever, right?
Right.
Dark and Darker people are hyped for, but that's not like a mainstream like takeover. That's just like a Dark and Darker hype is mostly because we're kind of like in that community of like everything. So I think the DayZ, a lot of like old games, especially DayZ, because DayZ is such a good well, DayZ honestly had the same like woes with their community as Tarkov does now. Yeah. Where I remember years and years and years ago, like 4 or 5 years, and it was even going on like well before I even discovered the game. So many things were promised and then never happened, and these bugs were, there was like the most insane desync and duplication bugs and cheaters and all this stuff. And I think they do still have a cheating problem on official servers, but the way they handle cheaters are like, well, on community servers are really good because you have server owners that can spectate everything and look back on stuff, and it's very obvious to tell if somebody's cheating in that game. and they can ban them and cross ban on all the servers, and you got to buy a whole new Steam account or do this or that. So it's very hard to cheat on those like nice community servers like Day One or Zero or whatever like the top stuff is. But yeah, so DayZ had the same kind of like issue as Tarkov does now, where like people are kind of fed up with the devs, and then they just recently, and I say recently, in the past like 2-3 years or so, like kind of got their shit together.
Yep.
And people have been like really coming back and discovering that, especially with like Namalsk is insane.
Yep. Well, I saw you play it the other night. You and your buddy, you guys were killing people. Like you had probably 10 kills in that one raid.
Yeah, that was nuts, man. Like Namalsk is cool because it's a small map, so you'll have like just people everywhere. You know, it's really cool, and all the lore and stuff to discover. It's a really cool game because you don't feel they do a good job of setting all of the ground rules kind of like out there through just the features of the game. Like when you're cold, you got to make a fire, but the problems with the fire are people can see it and all these kind of things that the players kind of got to like govern themselves, have the freedom to do whatever they want, and it makes for some like really cool interactions.
Yep.
Which is refreshing for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. So now when it comes to, going live, that first time you hit live and you had people come in, what was that experience like? Because all of a sudden it's like now people are coming to watch you, strangers, and
yeah, it was really cool, but also weird. So I streamed to like not like really just like my friends would come in and hang out. There was like 3, 5, 6 of us, whatever, because we would always like play together and stuff, and when we were playing, we'd kind of like hang out on the stream or whatever.
Right.
So it wasn't really like a stream per se, but we would hang out there for like a long time, probably from like June of 2020 till like January. I'd say it was around like, nothing. And then with that wipe, I guess that happened around that December of that, like leading up to that January, I was like, I made this goal where I was gonna like sweat really hard and try to get to level 70 like really fast. So what I would do, and I was doing it with Toothy actually, because Toothy had like blown up before me, where he was playing with Aqua a lot, and all of Aqua's viewers were like, "Holy shit, Toothy's really good." So Toothy was getting a lot of views. And Toothy and I would play together where we had this system. We'd go to labs. And this is back when the game was much different. Where like you were like really like fighting for your life on labs, like there was really good players. It was like really competitive, I feel like, on labs. So what we would do, because I wanted to get the XP, and back then the way to get the XP was raiders.
Yep.
We'd go to labs together. We would have this system where we'd like clear the map like really fast and kill everybody. So we knew it was just us on the map. Like we'd split up and clear all the spawns, and we were just smoking everybody. It felt like. And then I would go around and kill all the raiders really fast, and then he would loot them all. So he'd make a bunch of money. So he had money to PvP throughout the wipe and have fun. And I would get to 70 really fast. So that kind of like duo thing kind of like helped us like snowball our channels, I guess, and grow a lot. And then I've done that kind of thing for like a lot of the recent wipes, but or wipes after that, but recently I'm just like not.
Well, yeah, there's only so many times you can do that.
Yeah, I'm chilling, and the game itself has changed so much to where it's not that same kind of like vibe anymore.
Absolutely. So now, was there a particular moment where you saw your numbers go from like X to double X, or was it just a gradual increase? Just running with Toothy and
Yeah, it was like when that wipe happened, I guess I went from like 5 average viewers, and then Toothy and I were like really when that wipe happened, we would go 13 hours a day, like every single day. I think I started my stream like 5 a.m.
Oh my God.
Like we were like every single day. I don't know how I woke up that early and just like, I don't know. But it was like 5, and then for like 2 weeks it was like 20. And then I think when I was like level 68 or something, and it was like most people were like level 30 or something. I was like really going crazy. One day it was just like 100, and I was like, what the fuck? And then it was 200.
Yeah.
And then it stayed at like 200-300 for a long time. Probably like, there's like websites that track that kind of thing. But But then that happened, and I was a no cam streamer back then too.
Oh, okay.
For a very long time, and then I didn't even turn the camera on until it was a long time. I don't know, like it's been a long time since now, but
yeah.
but I was 300-400 viewer streamer probably with no camera for a very long time.
Did it change when you turned the camera on? Did you find you had to sort of be more on or anything like that?
Yeah, it was weird. I'm not like a photo person, you know. So I was like, it was definitely weird at first. Now it's kind of at the point where I just like don't even think about it.
Yeah.
Obviously, once you do it so much, it's like whatever. But it was definitely weird at first.
Yeah.
People on the internet are also like really weird too. So you're always like,
oh God, are they ever?
Yeah, for sure. So it was weird. Definitely, it felt really unnatural.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just don't even think about it anymore. But at first, it's really weird. I think it's game dependent too, because and like also like your stream dependent. Like Tarkov isn't really like a super immersive game, really. I don't think. I mean, immersive, but not like viewers aren't like staring at the screen like super invested, like it's crazy, you know. It's not like a DayZ kind of thing where like I don't want to face cam in DayZ.
Yeah.
Just because of like you focus on the game and it's like very like, you know.
It's more
so
than
Tarkov,
one raid.
Yeah, exactly. Tarkov's a very like you can kind of just like chill, throw the cam on, and just kind of like I spend most of my time just like fucking with chat anyways. You know, it's not even.
Well, with Tarkov you have breaks, so it's like what are they going to just watch you in your menu? But at least your camera's on. Whereas DayZ, once you're on, you're not taking breaks. You're not out to a menu system. You're immersed.
The whole thing, yeah, for sure. Yeah, so like it'd be kind of weird, I think, if chat was just like staring at the fucking waiting for play. And it seems like after like when you say that, dude, I would argue that I think most people spend half their time in Tarkov in a menu or
absolutely.
Not in a raid for sure.
Yeah, especially if your stash is a mess, you're taking that much longer to
standard account havers, right? Yeah. I played a standard account this wipe and dude, most people, was funny. I had so many comments on my YouTube. So what I did was this wipe I messaged Dimitri, it's like the PR guy or whatever. Beforehand, because Aqua always did like the Shooter Born in Heaven a-thon things.
Yeah.
Well, CreatorsClub would do them. And that's so I'm signed to them too. That's my manager. We were trying to come up with like a good idea of like a subathon because I'd never done a subathon. And I always like do the Kappa grind thing.
Yeah. And
then Toothy was here, so we figured we'd make something like cool out of it. And we did a like Kappa-a-thon, right? But instead of me just like sleeping on camera and then getting on and grinding again, we would just split it. And we're supposed to do like 12 hours, but it ended up more like me doing like 18 hours and him doing like 6. But I messaged him. I was like, yo, is this cool? I obviously don't even want to keep the account afterwards. It's just like a for fun thing. And then I'm going to start at level 1. And he was like, yeah, sure. So I used my EOD like normal account for that. And then when we got done, I was going to reset it and go again. But we realized that I couldn't even reset the account for like another like 3 weeks or 2 weeks or whatever it was. And I wasn't just not going to play. So I was like, all right, screw it. I had an alt account that I bought for like fun challenges and stuff. That was a standard account. And I was like, all right, I guess I'm just doing a standard account this way. And I feel the pain of the standard account users, man. It's
your hands are tied.
Dude, I don't even have the max stash. And we're 5-6 months in. We're almost 5 months in.
Yeah, we are.
I don't even have the max level stash because it's 30 million rubles, dude.
Holy
just from
shit.
like level 3 to 4 stash or whatever.
Wow.
Most people have no idea because they just get it like immediately, you know.
Right,
It's
exactly.
a huge bonus.
Yeah,
for sure.
because once when Tarkov was good or is good, you get nothing scratches that itch, and you start off with the base accounts like, yeah, I'm hooked. I'm just jumping right to that higher level account.
Oh yeah, it's when early wipe Tarkov is like a thing, I am like views and content and stuff aside, I'm addicted to that game. Like early wipe's awesome. Just like there's people everywhere and it's I think it's also like my just ADHD in the sense that when I'm invested in something, I'm like super invested in something.
Yeah.
And when I'm not, forget about it.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I did so poorly in school, I think, because like I didn't care about the stuff I was learning.
Yeah.
Right. But and like late Wipe Tarkov sucks for me so much worse because when I go to a raid, I just don't see anybody, or you get one tap from a random spot and there's nothing, like a copium aside.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do to like make that experience better. It just is what it is. It just sucks so bad.
It does.
But early wipe is the opposite.
Yeah.
Early wipe is the opposite. It's so good, man.
Yeah. This is the worst game to die to, questionable deaths. You play it long enough,
God.
you know what questionable is versus not. And I can live when I made a mistake, but when you just like, yeah, that feels fishy. It just hurts.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the reason that I mauled so much these days is because I remember like years ago playing Tarkov, and like I think about like the old recoil or just like all the stuff that they've changed, where it just feels more and more like it's out of my hands.
Yeah.
So like, what's the point? So it's it used to be like I'd die and be like, okay, and this is why I think I'm also so addicted to DayZ right now too, is the fact that like when I die in DayZ, I'm like, fuck, I should have done this.
Yeah.
Or like, fuck, dude, like that sucks so bad. I should have done this, or next time I'll do this. Where maybe it's me playing so much Tarkov, and maybe it's like how they've changed the game, or probably likely a combination of both. But now, rarely ever do I die and I'm like, fuck, I got to get better at doing this, or I should have done this. It's more so like, why was that guy sitting there in that fucking corner?
Right. Yeah.
Or like, why did my gun jam, or why does this happen, or that, or he bounced it off his head, or they didn't register, or the guy's cheating, or
Yeah, that scav, there's a bullet hole in his helmet. Why is he,
Yeah, like there's these crazy scavs, and you shoot them fucking 10 times on the head, and they just like eat them, like bouncing their head back.
It is tough. Yeah, absolutely.
So I've been mauling a whole lot lately for that.
So back to streaming, what, for you, what's been the hardest thing to, every day, or, hit that go live button? What's some of the harder things about taking this as a career?
Dude, people on the internet are a huge one. I've gotten a lot better. You gotta like have thick skin to stream and all that, but I've gotten so much better at it. But just so many random people are just so weird sometimes on the internet for whatever reason. But that's a huge one. And then especially lately, like doing more variety, playing other stuff.
Yeah.
It's weird because I remember I used to have 20 people watching, or 10. Like I remember I was like mathing out. I was like in a Discord call with Toothy. I was like, dude, if we have 80 average viewers, I think we can make enough money to like stream all the time. Like we can full-time stream or something. Like we can pull it. We just have to do this and that, and we'll get a 2-bedroom apartment and we'll split it and we'll do all this. And I remember that. And then now, like, if I go live and I'm maybe playing another game, and obviously there's gonna be less people watching another game because you build a community in one game, and then it's hard to get people to want to watch other stuff. I'll like feel like shit about having 500 viewers or something. Yeah. Which I remember I used to like. I would feel on top of the world if I remember one time before I had like any viewers at all, Xfil Camper raided me. Like Toothy was playing with Xfil Camper and got him to raid me for like 170 people or something. Yeah. And it was like, dude, I was like shaking. I was like nervous. I was gonna like miss a shot or something. I was like, and now having like 500 feels like nothing. So it's weird. Just kind of like putting stuff into perspective, I guess. And
well, that first time you had that raid, like you said, you're afraid to make a mistake. You can't really prepare for that.
No, that's really weird. It's such a. I think it's just something that you just like become desensitized to. Yeah. Because now I've done drop stream with, 10,000 viewers, or played in a tournament where it's getting restreamed. There's 100,000 viewers or whatever it is, right? Yeah. And I just like. It's like nothing. It's just like. Yeah. You don't even think about it anymore. Probably much like you'd think like a president would be with like public speaking or something, or somebody that does that, right? Yeah. So it's just, but like at first, dude, holy shit, it's so scary, man. Yeah. And it's like 100, 200, whatever real human beings like actively like watching you,
Yeah.
right? Which is, it's such a weird feeling.
It has to be. And now, like you said, you're at the level when you go on, you have 500 to 1,000 people. That's 1,000 people just, watching you. That's just...
It's a weird feeling,
yeah,
for sure.
It has to be. Yeah, totally. And now,
Like, imagine you're in a room with 100 people like watching you do
Right.
something or listening to you. It's like,
and most of us
kinda
hate
weird.
public speaking or being up in front
Oh
of a
my God,
class.
yeah.
And now you're here, you are like, 100,000 eyes are on you.
yeah, I think the internet makes that like less daunting, right? But in person it'd probably be a lot weirder.
Oh, hell yeah.
So with most things, but
Oh yes, totally. Now, two things you hit. One is, you said, internet, the people are tough. And, during this last wipe, you were trying to help people out. You were trying to help the game with cheaters, and it was such a backlash. And it's sad to see, because you just care about this game like most of us do and want the best
yeah,
for it.
that was so weird. And it was like it was really, a lot of that stuff seemed like people just like wanted something to be mad at, and I
Right.
was just like the flavor of the week to be
Yeah.
mad at,
Yeah.
The Tarkov community has been so like community at this point.
Yes.
Has been so like just pissed off at each other
Yep.
since the beginning of time. Like first you had, I remember like way back in the day, it was like Chads versus Rats,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
And then it became like people that liked inertia versus people that didn't.
Yeah.
And then there's like the dev simps and the opposite, and there's
Oh, then you
it's
get
so
the
tiring.
streamers versus, the regular people. And
Oh
it's
my
just
God,
like,
yeah.
you
It's-
just can't win.
it's so tiring, right?
Yeah.
I just like don't even care
Yeah.
anymore, It's so like YouTube comments are the epitome of
Oh.
like just degeneracy at this point for the
Yeah.
most part. Most people, it's almost like Yelp reviews. Like no normal sane person that has like a decent time at a
Yep.
restaurant goes and is like, yeah, that's a 4-star restaurant. I liked that, and like leaves a review. It's
Yeah.
only people that are like really want their opinion to be heard, I feel like, or had a really shitty experience.
Yeah.
Right? Like most people, I feel like just watch a YouTube video. That was cool. Whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe they like it. Maybe they don't. To be honest, and this is a bad thing to say given I'm like a creator. I'm always, hey, like the video, guys. But I watch so many YouTube videos and I just like close it and don't
Yeah.
like it. Even if it was a good video, it's just like a normal thing to do.
But you're so right though with people. Like last year I had lunch with Veritas, and he just shared, like he showed me the comments and the just messages.
Oh my God, he gets it the worst.
It's just really unwarranted. It's just sad. He goes, yeah, you really see that dark side of people.
Oh yeah, and I think most of that is like, especially nowadays, people are just on the internet all day.
Yeah.
They really don't have any like outlet. They're kind
Yeah.
of like trapped in the basement playing video
Right.
games all day, and maybe they're upset about this or that, and then they
Yeah.
take it out on people. And it's just so weird. Clean gets that. Like I'm really good friends with Clean.
Yeah.
And dude, we talk about it all the time. He's just like, he's been like the punching bag guy for a very long time.
Yeah. It was like the
But-
torch handed from Clean to Veritas, and Veritas handed it to, whoever was next. And it's just like, nobody could win.
Yeah. It's so weird,
Yeah.
man.
Absolutely.
So weird. So that's a huge one for sure. But I think as you stream and as you become more fulfilled within your like daily, everything outside of streaming and validation from people on the internet, it affects you less,
Yeah.
Like I remember back when that was happening, like when like people had somehow rationed everything to like me being upset because I thought my career was over if Tarkov died or something, and I was lying for BSG or something, whatever these like conspiracy theories were.
Yeah.
Which is really funny in hindsight, considering I like barely even am playing the game right now,
Yeah.
right? Voluntarily, matter
Right.
of fact. But dude, I remember people were like leaving like McDonald's applications in my like Twitter DMs and
serious?
stuff. Dude, it's just like the weirdest memes
my
and stuff.
God.
I'm like, dude, like people just have nothing better
Yeah.
to do,
Yep. That's totally it.
It's just very odd.
Oh,
the way
shit.
people act.
All right, so let's take the negative. What's been some of your highlights since you hit that go live button? Some moments you look back, it's like, holy crap, that happened.
Dude, just like a lot of the there's so many cool things as far as there's people that have like been, you know, subbed or follow whatever, hang out on the stream for 2 years or something, and I've been talking like semi recently a lot about like well, not really, like throughout really most of my streaming, like fitness and stuff. And so many people come in and be like, I started doing 5x5 or that's like a workout program or whatever. Like when you mentioned it, you know, 7 months ago, and now I did this or that, and it's helped me. Or and maybe that wasn't like the end all be all for them. Obviously, it's not like I'm like a nutrition coach,
Right.
but just people kind of associating like lifting as being compatible with gaming and like that whole kind of thing, and then like adding that to their lifestyle, and then doing whatever else they need to do and using it as inspiration to like make a change for themselves.
Yeah.
Given that helped me so much, lifting and nutrition, like all that kind of stuff. So like seeing people's like dubs with that in chat are really cool.
Nice.
Just, you know, like there's so many people I've known for so long. There's so many streamers that are like some of my best friends now, or like just people I've met through streaming, which is really cool, man. I've had the opportunity to do some cool stuff. Not that I really leave my house much in general, but meet some cool people. It's really just meeting cool people, man, for the most part.
Nice. Well, you know, with your community, like you build up your community and you're like that local bartender and people are coming in and you know, like hanging out in your stream and, you know,
sharing their own stuff.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Which
and
is
then,
cool.
and, you know, seeing, hey, you know, like you said, it's cool to, you know, go work out and exercise, eat right, and taking a little bit of advice they may not get from somebody else and just, you know, leading a healthier life because of, you know, just being a part of your community.
Yeah, for sure. And that's the cool thing is it's well, you know what's funny? Now that I'm like kind of thinking about it, just like in like chat in general, I noticed that my chat is way more like hostile. Like when like thinking about way more hostile on weekends.
Oh, okay.
On early wipe. and then like if I'm playing another game, it'll be more hostile in Tarkov than another game. And I think that's just like, you know, like hype direct reviewers.
Right, yeah.
Like well, I'm just kind of like, I don't know why I just thought about that randomly. But it's funny. It's like it's kind of like the core people that make like chat and like everything like super enjoyable.
Yeah.
That like hang around all the time, and that's what keeps it like fun when it's not, I guess.
Right, yeah.
If that makes sense. Like just the memes and just like all like the random little shit like that.
It's just friends hanging out, you know. That's
which is cool.
Absolutely. So now, you know, when when you started to go live and your numbers started increasing, did you think that the Twitch partner, you know, was going to be a thing, or?
Yeah, it was like I didn't really think about it until it was like it went from like 20 viewers to like 100, and I was like, what? And then I think by the time I submitted my partner application, it was like probably like 120, 150, 170 or something like that. It was like hovering around there. And I don't think I got denied. I know a lot of people were like getting denied like their first time and then had to redo it or whatever. And I don't think, I remember Toothy got it and then I got it like a week later.
Yeah.
And I don't think either of us got denied, but I can't remember. I had a lot of friends that have been denied a bunch of times or something, but.
Now, do you remember where you were?
Excited.
Were you on stream or just, you know, out and about?
I definitely wasn't on stream. I think it was like after I'd ended stream one night. It happened. I was like super excited about it. And now I look back on it, I'm like, why was I even that excited about that?
Well, it's an achievement. It's like, you know, something you work towards.
It was super, and it was super cool, and like having the check mark is super cool and all that. But
did mom and dad know what, you know, what the check mark was or anything like that?
No. Dude, they like knew the gist of it, but they're like, get a job, you know?
Exactly. And speaking of the job, when, you know, was there a moment that you knew you could take this as a career, or just, you know, the gradual momentum?
Like I was like definitely like, dude, if we get 80 viewers, we'll get an apartment.
Yeah.
You know, like whatever it was. And I've always wanted to like stream or do gaming content. I remember I wanted to like, I don't think any of them still exist, but I made like really shitty like Ninja Diffuse montages and stuff back in like when I was like 10 years old. So like I always wanted to do that. I just wasn't aware of the like I didn't understand how like sponsors work or anything like that, and how you actually could leverage that into, you know, making a career or even doing something like outside of it with that. Like there's so many people I look up to that have like leveraged their I guess social media or like content creator like success into other more like I guess typical or normal like businesses outside of that, which is cool. I really had no idea until it was like already a thing, and I was like, okay, now that's a thing.
Yeah. Well, I had Peg on a while ago, and he talks about, he talked about, the most important thing is knowing what your value is to somebody. And then from that, then you're not trying to make a living off of the, the affiliate deals, here, use my code to get this. You're working on
there's
real
a lot
deals.
of companies that take advantage of people. Like for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to like start calling out
no.
companies. Yeah, like these guys. Fuck these guys.
Yeah.
No, but there's a lot of companies that I almost think of it like a pyramid scheme kind of thing, where say now I'll use like an obvious example of a company that like doesn't do this, but say like I'm sponsored right now by trying to think of who, Manscaped, right?
Yeah.
For example, right? So like Manscaped doesn't do this, but there's a lot of companies that somebody might see like, oh well, Trey's sponsored by Manscaped, and so is this guy, and so is this guy. Manscaped must be cool, and I want to be a streamer, so I'm going to go sign up for Manscaped's thing. Or Manscaped emailed me, and they want to sponsor me, and they'll think, oh, this looks official, where all they're really doing is giving out free advertisement for a company.
Yeah.
And they're maybe getting like whatever percentage of people buy it, but like, dude, nobody's going to use your code. You know, I mean, maybe some people do, but it's not going to be worth it, and everybody's going to know the name of that company and associate them with you. And it's just, there's so many companies that take advantage of smaller creators like that. And obviously the creators have to agree to it, but there's really nobody, until you get to a certain point, at least. And even then there really isn't anybody like rooting for you as a creator in terms of like getting your worth from companies. And, there's no guide to any of it, which is also, like how many people have even, been as successful as, thousands, like how many people get thousands of viewers on Twitch? Like nobody's written a textbook on like, what to do and
you
how
can't
to
take a
talk to
class
companies
or anything like that.
Most people that get into streaming are gamer. Like I was I played video games and I had fun and I joked around with my friends, and then that's pretty much 99% of the people that do streaming and stuff.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like the music industry. Like how many people do you know get scammed by their manager, or you know what I mean, whatever it is. Like
there's no business background, no for any, like, when Pest started, he came out of the military. He has no business mindset. It's just you got to sort of work, learn off your peers or rely on your peers to sort of help guide you a little bit. And
and the weird thing with that is like streaming, I've noticed, I mean, I'm sure most competitive, I guess, industries are kind of like that. There's a lot of like, just it's competitive, there's a lot of people that are just about the business, and like they'll want to do duos or whatever, but only if it like benefits it's like, it's a very like, there's a lot that goes into it,
a lot of stepping on other ones. It's just it's tough.
That's what it is, entertainment industry, I guess.
Yeah, totally. And now, streaming is one aspect of it. Now, what about for, your sort of your other platforms? Do you do a lot on the YouTube side, TikTok, Shorts?
So I have my friend Mikey. He does TikToks for me. He just throws them up. Yeah. I don't really like think about them, I don't really like TikTok, to be honest with you. I actually kind of hate it. Just like as an app, I feel like it's just like frying brains and stuff.
I've got a 13-year-old daughter. Believe me, I know. It's like, oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, you're like, what are you doing now? You're dancing, or like I know so many people that I like can't even recognize them anymore. It's like they can't even have a conversation, because there's no attention span. So I don't like TikTok. So I have my friend edit those. He throws them up. YouTube, I used to edit my own videos. I sucked at it. And then right now, I'm kind of in a weird spot because I wanted to, about like probably almost a year ago, less than a year ago, like 8-9 months ago, I wanted to, on my main channel, the channel that I had forever, like the Trey24k channel. Yeah. I wanted to start doing like super high quality, like I have some friends that do really cool videos, like Wellen kind of stuff, where it's like a high quality production, like a movie almost kind of thing, right? So I wanted to start doing that on my main channel, but I didn't want to stop posting like highlights and stuff. So I have so right now I'm in a spot where I have my alt channel, the Trey24k TV, which severely outperforms my main channel because of the way the YouTube algorithm works. Where I'm just like shitting out raids on it, and people like to watch that on their lunch breaks, which is awesome. It's still fun and cool stuff, but I like have a really good idea for us to edit on a main channel video, and then it flops because YouTube realizes that channel's not hot because I don't post on as much, and then it's like I don't really like YouTube for that reason. Most of my stuff is kind of like stream oriented, like live content, which is cool. But I still have my gripes with YouTube. I want to like get it down and figure out something that works. Like that video I messaged you, I was like proof watching. Was like a final draft for like the first DayZ movie thing we're gonna do, which I'm excited for. We've been like wanting to do that for a long time. I think DayZ is a really good like YouTube game for sure.
Because you can create a story.
That's the cool thing about it. So yeah, so we're gonna start doing. I'm at the point now where I was talking to Kings is my manager with CreatorsClub. And I remember our last conversation was like everything we try with this channel just like sucks. So like I'm just gonna do whatever I want to do. And that's what I want to do. And then if it blows up, it blows up. If not, what did I have to lose? You know. So it's weird. It's like I got that channel to 65K, and then I started posting my alt. Now the alt's at like 35K. So it's like, fuck, I should have just kept the damn main channel. You know?
When Aqua was on, he was talking about Kings, and he was just a lot of good things to say about that guy.
He's awesome, man. Yeah, they're the best. I didn't have a manager for a very long time, and I actually sought them out because I saw what they were doing with Aqua and a lot of my other friends like Omid and all them. It's just that there's so many managers, quote unquote managers out there. That like smaller streamers will come to realize when they get to that point, they're not managers at all. They essentially all they do is like say I'm like I did so much research on this shit because you know I kind of had to. So say like Raid Shadow Legends is like a really popular sponsor, right? So Raid Shadow Legends has like 2 companies, right? That they do their marketing through, right? And those companies will be like, hey, we want to sponsor these kind of creators, right? And sometimes you'll get an email from one of those companies at the stream, like, hey, we want to sponsor you to play Raid Shadow Legends. And then other times, what they'll do is these management companies will essentially just middleman and do nothing.
And just forward an email or something.
They'll forward an email to you and be like, hey, we want to get you on this sponsor. And then, by the way, we're also taking half of the money. You know? And we didn't do anything. So there's a lot of like management that are really like marketing kind of companies that'll take advantage of people and kind of like weasel their way into stuff. And then there's just a lot of stuff. There's just a lot of like really shady stuff. But Kings is awesome. They've helped me out a ton with everything. Not even just on like the like sponsorship side of things, but just everything. Like I remember when that when all that like stuff this like earlier in the wipe with like the cheating Discord and everything, when it was just like shit was just like I remember King stayed up with me like trying to like figure out what to, because it was at a point where like I thought BSG was gonna ban me or like blacklist me from everything because I had just like leaked all like the stuff they lied to me about essentially. So we kind of just like he stayed up with me till like 6 a.m. and we like wrote this whole like I wrote like this whole YouTube script, and he was helping me like make sure I got my thoughts kind of like perfectly how I wanted to, and you know we kind of just like said screw it and thought we were gonna get banned and stuff, but they kind of like just bit the bullet on that one, which is cool.
Well, also, I'm sure they help, you know, because you have, you know, as a full-time streamer, now you have to deal with taxes. You have no idea what to do with that, too, where they can come in and help.
Not good. Not good. What are those, man? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is.
All right. So, you know, now, did you start out streaming Tarkov, or were you doing DayZ?
Tarkov. So I started streaming after I was playing Tarkov for a long time. I actually streamed I didn't mention this. I streamed for like a month when I was 17. I played Fortnite
Oh,
for like a
wow.
month, and then just stopped. But yeah. So I streamed Tarkov, pretty much like only Tarkov for a very long time.
Yeah.
And then just last wipe, towards the end of the wipe, I streamed some DayZ and some other stuff.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to, and then this wipe I've been doing more of it just because, like, you know, it's not like I'm like at some spot where I'm like set for life or something, right? But I would rather just have fun than kill myself.
You don't want to, I've had
money.
I've had so many people on, and a lot of them are main gamers, and you know what? They talk about that jumping to a different game is tough because your numbers go down and everything like that. But there's also the mental side of it. It's like you want to be happy. You don't want to be miserable playing a game. And what Tarkov showed us last summer was it made a lot of people it hit quickly. It hit a low quickly, and you had a lot of people who were maining Tarkov branch off and dip their toes in other games to stream.
Oh my god, yeah, so many people are. This wipe is actually, I've never really. So many people are Tarkov's dead, and then this wipe, every time people say that, I'm like, dude, like you're tripping. This wipe has kind of been like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And, like I see so many people, like me included, like I said, like I had never really branched out, and then I'm also in this sort of a different spot where like I have a lot of friends or people that I know from streaming that are like feel hard stuck in the Tarkov or whatever game, and they want to like support themselves and make money and all that. But and obviously I get that, like support, get the bag, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just can't.
Yeah. No.
And I was thinking about it. It was like, dude, like, do I really? It's not like I go and do extravagant things or want extravagant.
Right.
I enjoy playing video games and hanging out, and that's what I was doing before streaming. That's what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
So, if I can do that and live off of that and be happy and not be worried about supporting myself, I mean, dude, that's
what
life.
matters. Yep.
You know?
Absolutely.
So so branching out is natural, but there's so many people that are like that don't even play Tarkov anymore, or have quit, or play for a week, or just like Aqua doesn't play anymore. And Aqua obviously is only going to play a game if it's fun. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
But there's so many people that just don't even play anymore. It's insane, man. Or stream half as much or whatever. It's pretty rough right now in Tarkov, man.
Absolutely. And that segues me into this next section, Tarkov. So, we talked about how you found the game. What was the itch or the hook it had on you that just made you, keep coming back?
So I had, it was really hard.
Yes.
It was very hard. And there was also that like unknown and like gaining stuff, so like, it was cool having like a really refined system, because at the time I think I was playing those like super modded DayZ servers where you would like build a base and then you'd like store stuff in it and like raid bases and do stuff and like that, like there was money, so you just like stack up money on the servers and stuff. I don't really like servers like that anymore. I prefer like the more vanilla stuff, but it was like a very refined system of that kind of stuff to where like you had your rubles and your stash, and the PvP was really engaging and it was just, I had never had like a PvP in a game like that before, ever. Yeah. It was really cool. It was like addicting, and I wanted to get good at it. And I did get good at it, and then it was really fun because other people were good at it, and it was fun like fighting with them and stuff. And dude, I was just hooked. I could not stop playing. And then now, it's kind of weird because now we're in a spot where like I don't really feel like the PvP is that engaging anymore. It almost feels like. And Veritas touched very greatly on this topic in that video he made that like blew up. That video, the video I'm talking about, the video.
Yes.
Where it almost just feels like it doesn't matter what you do.
Yeah.
Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. Either your gun's
rolling your dice.
Yeah, either your gun's gonna randomly hit the guy in the head or it's not. And then if that happens, maybe it's gonna go through his helmet or maybe it's not. Yeah. And it's just not as engaging anymore. So now I get bored a lot quicker. Yeah. To whereas if I could like sweat it and have awesome fights and stuff, and it was hard to find stuff or maybe like do I don't know, whatever. If it was challenging in a way that was engaging, it would be. That's how the game used to be like years ago. I don't know how long you've been playing, but like
I've been playing since I think before when they added interchange. That's when I jumped into it.
Okay, so you've been playing before I even did too. So like kind of like what like that feeling of the game back then was like crazy.
Oh, that when labs dropped, it's like, oh man, labs was the best. You didn't know how that
the
was,
hatchlings and stuff. Yeah.
It's
but like that kind of feeling just got me. That feeling that everybody else kind of got hooked on like way back in the day.
And now way back in the day, what was the hardest thing for you to learn about the game?
I think, well, what's crazy is way back then, there was really only like a handful of us, like labs, kind of like players, I guess, that even knew what like right hand peeking was.
Right, yeah.
So we would like, I remember like playing the Punisher tournament and just people were like, holding left hand peaks, and because nobody understood what it was really for the most part, and just like smoking people because they just like didn't realize what was going on and getting reported all the time. And so like that whole right hand peeking thing, I think definitely the hardest for me. And see, I think the hardest for me when I was like really first learning it was like not being greedy, because I would just like I would pick up like a weapon case in marked room. And they used to spawn there, by the way, viewer. But I would pick up a weapon case in marked room and then hear shots, be like, "Let's go," And
Tarkov greed.
And I'd be broke, and then I'd be over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So that was a big thing for me, but now I still do that. So whatever.
Yeah, it's like Lord of the Rings with Schmeagol. It's like my precious. You hear a gunshot, but you're full. You can't take it anymore. But hey,
yes, drop my bag and go to that.
Exactly.
Something new and shiny.
Exactly.
So it's gotten me this far though. So screw it.
Dad, back then you could probably still remember some of the high pucker moments you have. Do you still get any pucker moments when when wipe happens nowadays, and or is it just?
Nah.
Yeah.
To be honest. I mean, if it's like what, I did actually have one this wipe. It's been a long time. When I did the subathon thing, and we've been live for 2 weeks.
Oh my god!
Doing only like mindless farming, and I remember I looked for Killa for like, or was it Sanitar? I think Sanitar. I looked for like 29 hours or something.
Oh my god!
Of just looking for, and they were 10% spawn chance for whatever reason, and it was just like, dude.
Yep.
So I had looked for Sanitar for like 29 hours and couldn't find him. And then when I finally did find him, I was like shitting bricks trying to kill him.
Yeah.
And then I ran into Killa, and I looked for Killa for another like 19 plus hours. And I remember I finally was like, I thought I heard him shoot, and then a cheater comes floating by me and kills him right in front of my eyes. So that was like another like, no.
Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. When they were like floating around, like not even touching the ground, that was crazy.
It's that's the hardest thing about this game. It's just the cheaters. You just, that's just.
And you just don't even know. It's such a hard game to even know. And there's sometimes I feel like I die to somebody. I'm like, and the average say Twitch viewer or even like player that hasn't, I've 10,000 hours. I've put at least 7 into labs, probably 7,000 hours in labs, I'd assume. Maybe 6, whatever, thousands of hours in the labs, right? And somebody will throw a nade or like do something like spam nades in some spot or do something really weird, and then they end up being like super high level, like standard account, and I'm like all these things don't add up, and I'm like, dude, that guy was probably cheating, but you can't even really like say anything without your entire chat like fucking fucking every time a streamer dies, a fucking cheater, and you know what I mean? And it's like, it's not even worth the argument at this point. It's just like, okay, dude, whatever. It doesn't even like.
Yep.
So it's like those little fights where it's like, I know you're fucking cheating, you little shit. You know what I mean? Like, but you just like can't do anything about it. Those are the worst, man.
Yeah.
The obvious cheaters don't even make me mad anymore. I just like don't even care.
You just laugh at those. It's the ones that you just like, that was a cheater, but oh well, you got to move on.
Like,
Yeah.
okay, dude. Yeah, exactly.
And it's tough to see the game in the state that it's in right now.
No, for sure. Yeah, it's like I'm hopeful, but at the same time, whatever at this point. Like I think I probably speak for a lot of the people that have played, especially as long as like you have, where it's like I want the game to be good and I think it could be one of the best games ever. But I'm just like so over even like thinking about it. You
Like,
know?
all right,
It's
we're
like,
ready to do the bronze pocket watch again in June. You know, it's like, oh God.
yeah, like if they fix desync and they make inertia feel good and the recoil feel good and all that stuff, man, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But I'm not even losing sleep over it, man. Like if they just never wiped it again, I would just play something else.
Yeah.
It would be what it is.
Or Arena. Who knows when that's gonna come? You
Arena,
know?
yeah. And Arena, I'm worried about Arena too, because it's like if Arena comes out and it's just like what we know Arena's gonna be.
Yeah.
But it's this Tarkov with this movement, this recoil, this weight system, this RNG, everything. It's gonna be so bad, I think. I just don't know.
And that can't be in a game like Arena, you know, where it's straight up PvP. It's you know, it's got
the whole point of Arena is like skillfulness, but then they defend their decision making and like we like the random everything, or like that's just Tarkov.
Yeah.
So is that a competitive shooter? I don't think so.
That's not a competitive shooter. That's a random shooter. That's what you know.
And that's fine in a game like Tarkov, I guess.
Right.
Even though most people don't agree that that's fine. I wouldn't think.
Yep.
I would assume that most people, and you know, the worst part about it for me is that I see so many people like that thought there was this like, okay, there was this group of like mostly like casual or like not very good players back in the day, right?
Yeah.
They were like, just wait till inertia's in the game and then you damn bunny hopping chads are gonna get shit on because you don't know realism like I do. You know, and then inertia came out, and then those people and then the recoil and all that happened at the same time, and then those people started winning more fights, and we're like, yep, I done told them I was gonna be fucking the best ever when inertia came out, but little do they know that they're just winning fights due to sheer RNG.
Right.
You know, it's not that they're like the inertia king or that they're the more skillful.
Yeah.
They're controlling the recoil, because you can't control the recoil, and it's just what it is, you know. So it's funny that like so many casual people prefer the game now, and I think that that's because they were just getting shit on so much, like
because they were
the
bad
day.
players. Yeah,
because they were bad, and then they didn't have a chance to get better until this happened, and then now they think they're so much better.
Because you know that was the good thing about Tarkov. When you play the game and you die, you learn from your mistakes when it's not random. You know, when you like, oh, you know, shit, my gun wasn't in full auto, and I went to click, and that was me. That was on me. Or I shouldn't have gone that way. I should have looped around. I got greedy. You just, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like whatever it was, or like I forgot that I had this ammo, or he had an alt in and I should have done whatever, you know, like that was the coolest stuff.
Yeah.
And then I maybe it's like, I think newer players still probably go through that or are convinced that they're going through that just because they don't really know yet. But I think that most of the like experienced players I play with feel the same way.
Yeah.
And it's in a weird spot. And I know so many streamers that are like scared to complain or say anything because, you know, they don't want to be the complainer guy or
because the rash of shit they'll get from, you know, Twitter or
dude, the Tarkov community is so toxic in that aspect, man. It's like I don't blame them for not wanting to talk.
Yeah.
I just like I'm so beyond caring, you know. It's whatever,
it's
man,
tough.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely. So now, you know, from a DayZ standpoint, you know, you've been enjoying the game. What would you like to see? Or actually, first, let me ask this question, because I haven't ran into a whole lot of PvP on DayZ. You know, for somebody who's done so much in Tarkov from a PvP aspect, how is your PvP interaction on DayZ compare?
Dude, I am like, maybe because I haven't played in a long time, I guess, but I've been playing a shit ton, so I think that would have worn off by now.
Yeah.
Dude, the amount of like adrenaline I get to fight DayZ is like, I feel like I'm like actually being shot at or some shit. It's like, it's crazy, man. I think it's because of the fact that there's no like if you die, you're fucked.
Right. Yeah.
You know, Like there's no, especially the server, like the good servers. I'd say the best servers right now would be like Day One, Karma Crew, Spaggy, Zero, or like Green Hell does some cool stuff.
Yeah.
And all of those are like no bases, you know, it's like an adventure when you die.
Right.
Back to the coast, play something else, or
Yep.
do it again, right? There's so much more at stake. There's no secure container.
Right.
You could essentially go and bury something if you really wanted to, but like nobody even does that. Or I don't.
Yeah.
Really. I'm sure people do, but there's so much more at stake that it's so much scarier, and it's also especially when you're like geared, it's like more few and far between. So it's a big deal when it happens. Like when you hear a gunshot or somebody shooting at you, your heart drops. It's
absolutely,
it's super scary. I think DayZ's a hard game to get into though, because a lot of people, it's definitely easier to learn than Tarkov, but a lot of people, I think, and I think this also happens to people that play Tarkov, but a lot of people play DayZ, and there's so much more that can go wrong. Like I think a lot of people open Tarkov and they might die to somebody who's not cheating, right? And just be like fucking cheaters and get off and never play again, you know? Yeah. But people play DayZ and they'll load up an official server or something or Trinaris and run around for 4 hours and have no idea where they are, and then die to fucking cholera.
Yeah.
And never even see somebody and be like, this fucking game sucks. I'm never playing this game again.
Yep.
But the cool thing about DayZ is the sense that there's a million different servers, a million different things, and there's like always something that will be fun. So like Trinaris and Livonia are like the OG maps in the game, but they suck compared to Demalsk, which is like way cooler. There's way more people. It's way smaller. The fights just feel super like engaging, and so Demalsk is super. Demalsk did a lot for that. I think Demalsk like revived that game for sure.
Yeah.
And there's just always like something like cool happening.
Yeah. Well, the other thing DayZ gives you, you can find a map for your play style. You know, if you're about hardcore survival, or you're more about, you know, like you said, going after the smaller maps. And then the other piece that DayZ gives you is, you know, I had one of the DayZ streamers on, and they were talking about Tarkov, you get gear fear. In DayZ, you have stuff fear, because you have stuff that helps you survive, and to lose that is just so punishing.
Oh yeah. And just like I remember the Lantia thing, like we tried to do that Lantia mission for like a month and a half, man. You know, it's like something with you gotta go you gotta get all the filaments and the blueprint, you gotta go out to all the places and craft the suit, and you gotta get the storm, and it's so crazy, man. It took us like a month and a half to get there, and I remember like Toothy team killed me, and when we all had suits, and then we were in a fight with other people with suits. It was crazy, and then Toothy fucking team killed me in A2, like right when we were about to go. So like it's like all that stuff, it just hits so much worse.
Yeah.
DayZ is like the most hardcore game, and the coolest thing is you can do, like I remember just so many things it's just insane the amount of things that happen, and it's addicting. Like I remember and you can be anybody you want. Like you can be a nice guy, or like I'm usually like a psychopath. So like I remember I was at a fire, and then I like tied a guy up and fed him a little bit of human meat, and then I like some other guy ran up and I convinced him that he killed my friend, and I knocked him out and tied him up, and he was bullying him with me. And then I like fed that other guy human meat and convinced it was the other guy, and then you're like, you know, you can do there's like the whisper VoIP, and you can like go and use the radio. There's so many things you can do to like just make the most like absurd
adventure
situations. Yep.
Absolutely.
It's really cool.
So now, you know, outside of DayZ, who do you run with?
Like for like game, like playing with?
Like the
So I'll play with dude, honestly, I've done so much solo lately. I play with Jesse on Tarkov a good bit because we're on the same schedule. I play with Hodsy a shit ton. I actually got Hodsy addicted to DayZ.
Oh, I saw a tweet about that. Yes.
Yeah, she's like full blown addict. I remember she DM'd me today. Let's see what she said. It was funny because we played the other day. She's played like a handful of times now. But we played yesterday, I think. Yeah, we played yesterday. she got on. She was on for like 14 hours. I'd never seen her stream that long. She was on for like 14 hours.
Oh.
I'm like, you can get off, you know, like we can always just log out. She was like, no, I want to play. And then I wake up to a DM. Are you playing DayZ today? Are you playing DayZ today?
Nice.
She was like, let me know when you switch. Let me know. She's like a full blown addict. It's a game you can really get addicted to.
Yeah.
But so like I'll play with Hodsy, Berkey. I'm gonna play Berkey in a minute actually. Jesse, I don't really play with Toothy too much anymore because he's not really playing Tarkov right now. We play on like different schedules anyways. But Jinx, I've been playing like a shit ton of DayZ with, and I think he's gonna do the like Wipe subathon with me next Wipe for Tarkov too, because he plays Tarkov a lot too.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, Hodsy, she's a fellow Canadian.
Yeah, I know. I think she's a trader though. She came to America now. She's in Boston though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down in Connecticut, so I guess I'm a trader too. But
oh no, you're both traders. Worth though.
Oh, absolutely. Yep, absolutely, 100%. So now, when you click off the for the day, what happens afterwards? What do you do when you're not streaming? What are some of the things?
So I've been going to the gym beforehand, just because it's like better. Lately, I've been streaming so much that I just go to bed. But dude, honestly, I feel like I don't do too much. I'm just so busy.
Yeah.
I'll watch like football when it's football season.
Yeah.
And I'll watch UFC on Saturdays. But I mean, most of the time I'm just like streaming or at the gym or like my girlfriend and I just kind of hang out with my cat.
Nice.
Just chill.
I'm assuming you're a Ravens fan.
Yep.
So are you happy you kept Lamar?
Oh yeah, dude. I was real nervous there for a while.
Yeah.
I was kind of scared. I didn't really know what we were gonna do, but I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah.
I'm glad it worked out.
And now he's
really
got a
excited,
target
so.
he can hit next season.
Yeah, I'm really excited, man. I think it should be a lot of fun to watch, man.
And I'm
so excited for football. I'm like obsessed with football.
Absolutely. Now I also see, do you do some shooting too?
Yeah, I go to the range a ton. I actually still need to like unpack everything. My wall's empty behind me. Yeah, for sure. I go to the range a good bit. I need to get a better range near me. It's so hard to. It's like an hour and a half away.
Holy crap.
Like the outdoor one at least.
Yeah.
So I don't go super duper often anymore. I mean, ideally, I'd like to. Well, my plan is to wait until like August of next year.
Yeah.
And sell my house and move to
Texas.
like. Probably like if I'm gonna move out, I see probably like New Hampshire.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. Like I like the East Coast.
Yeah.
New Hampshire's basically like East Coast Texas in a way.
I was waiting for you to say Texas down with clean shooting. Everybody's down there.
Everybody's down there. I know.
Holy
Maybe
crap.
Texas. I don't know. I feel like New Hampshire, Florida is probably more likely.
Yeah.
But just kind of like out in the middle of nowhere, where I can get land and like do whatever.
Yeah.
Because I don't really care about being in like a city or around. I don't do anything, you know.
Yeah.
Rather go somewhere like maybe even like Montana where there's like 50 acres for like nothing.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, because it's expensive up in New Hampshire. We were just up there this past weekend doing some hiking, and we love it up there.
Oh,
but
I'm sure it can get expensive for sure, depending on where you're at.
Yep. But it's beautiful up there, though.
Yeah, that whole like northeast kind of like area. Because it's funny, like when I was weighing the states where I would potentially move to.
Yeah.
It was like obviously price of everything. Taxes and gun laws.
Yes.
Really all it was for me. So like New Hampshire was up there.
Yep.
Texas is obviously an option. Florida. I guess Tennessee. But
are you a warm weather fan?
Not really.
Yeah, you like the Four Seasons?
Yeah, like Maryland's decent because you get a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
New Hampshire, I might get kind of cold.
You will.
Florida, the problem with Florida is like every time you go outside, you feel like you need a shower.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just so humid.
Yeah.
So there's some option. Who knows? I still got some time. I don't know if I'm gonna move out of state like super far this next time I move, or I might go somewhere for another. I'm doing that like I'm staying here for 2 years, so like don't have to pay taxes when I sell it. Kind of thing.
Nice.
You know, I'm learning about taxes and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man. So now, what is one thing I saw is the Red Armband Gang. What is that?
So it's kind of like not even. It is a thing still, but not what it used to. So like back in the day, back when like all the lab stuff I was explaining, it was just like back then, even you had to buy the armband every time you died.
Yep.
people could loot it off you, you'd die. So back in the day, there was like 3 of us. It was Smokin'. He doesn't really stream too much anymore. I played DayZ actually a good bit with him.
Yeah.
And he plays a lot of Dark and Darker when it's out, stuff like that. But he's a lot of the people from back then that were like the best players in my opinion, all just quit.
Yeah.
Because they just like it's not fun anymore
Right.
for what it is. You know, the way that they like to play, it just isn't.
Yeah.
Like I used to play really. It's just not that game anymore. So it was Smokin', Toothy, and I. We would all play duo, or we trioed like a couple times. We didn't really like to trio too much, or like we'd run into each other a lot. And people just like we'd always have like the red armband and the red mask.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Like that red neoprene mask was cool. Or like, oh my god, when the Santa hat came out, dude, we would spend like $100K on a Santa hat. So we were always like rocking that, and everybody just kind of like knew. Like there's so many funny clips back in the day of like fighting people, like our friend, like holy shit, that's Trey. like they could like jump by the door, and it's like all the red everything. It's like very obvious.
Yeah.
So it was just like a meme, and then when we got partnered, we were like, we can make a fucking stream team, and then we did, and then now it's just what it is. What it was now, like Smitty and Hyper are in it, kind of. It's just like we don't really. We're just like friends, you know.
Nice. Are you going to be heading to Vegas for TwitchCon?
Dude, I think so. But who knows with Tarkov? Like, what if Arena comes out? Like, right? You know,
Yeah.
like, fuck. I think I'm supposed to. I think I'm supposed to go there with Toothy and all them. So I should be. I think I was talking to them. They want to do like a meet and greet thing. So
cool.
maybe I'll do one of those. But we'll see.
Now, were you at San Diego last year?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I've never been to California.
Oh, really?
I don't think I ever will. I don't think I ever will. I think I think it might be like a thing of mine. Just never going to California ever.
One thing about being a content creator, full-time content creator is, you know, especially in the stateside, is healthcare and vacation/sick days. You know, as you get, you know, into this, you know, that's something that you got to try to keep a balance of, or, you know, work in a vacation, because vacation is important, because you just, you know, mentally. How do you approach vacations or breaks?
So I think going into it, like into streaming, my previous kind of mindset was like, I'm gonna go fucking crazy for like 5 years, and then I'm gonna chill out and just do whatever.
Yeah.
And then the more I do it, the more I'm like my new mindset is like, I'm still gonna like hold myself accountable for stuff, and it is a job and all that. But I would rather it be enjoyable and me just want to keep doing it.
Yeah.
For like a longer period of time. Like I'd like to just stream forever, you know, whatever I can, or make content somewhere or another forever in a way that's enjoyable for me. I'm not going to like, I'm not going to be fucking playing Tarkov in 2050, like fucking extra camper. Back in my day, we used to have no inertia when you're like, you got like fucking kettlebells tied to your ankles at that point. You like can't even move. It's like a top down shooter or something.
Yes.
Yeah. So I want it to be like sustainable and enjoyable.
Yeah.
I'm only 22, so as far as healthcare, I can still be with my mom's.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
can be with my mom's. Yeah. So I'm chilling until I'm like 26 or 7 or something like that, and I can't be. And then my girlfriend's a nurse, so at that point, hopefully, I'll just like mooch off of her shit and be like. So
well, actually, my wife's a nurse too, and that's, you know, we get the benefits through her.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so I'm like, you definitely need to have a job.
Yeah,
or we're screwed.
Exactly.
Yeah, that stuff's insane, man.
It is.
Healthcare and all that. Self-employed in general, like self-employment tax, people. It's hard to learn. Bookkeeping, this is all stuff like I didn't really know about.
Right.
I'm like being forced to learn about. Like my accountant was like, "Did you have this?" And I'm like, "Huh?" Like, what is that? I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
So I had to like learn about how like LLCs and like S corping and like all that kind of stuff was. So that's like a job within itself, but whatever. You know?
Yeah.
Do it once, and then it's kind of like set up now-ish to where I'm like not really having to like upkeep it too much.
Yeah.
But
oh man. So any plans for the year? Anything you're looking forward to?
arena. No,
Yeah.
who knows? Dude, honestly, I just do the same stuff. You know,
Yeah.
just, when wipe happens, I can stream a lot,
Yep.
and then, well, a lot of Tarkov, and then I stream less Tarkov, and then wipe happens, I do the same, and then I do less, and then I do the same, and I do less. So really all I do is like stream and lift and stuff.
Yeah.
I kind of got out. I've been like really lacking on lifting lately because I had fucked up my hip and shoulder a lot.
Oh.
So I've been doing like mobility stuff, trying to like get that back. So I'm hyped to like really go crazy on lifting again. And I've been bulking for so long that I want to like finally like, I'm kind of like getting that weight that I want to be where I can like lean out.
Yeah.
I was like, I've been force feeding for like, you can even see it in my face from like eating, like if you look at a clip of me from like a year ago or 2 years ago, it's like, what the fuck? They look like the same person. I've been like force feeding, trying to put on weight. I put on like 50 pounds or something in like
Holy shit.
a little over a year, like a pound a week.
Yeah.
Like a shit ton. That's what, like 3,500 surplus in a week.
Oh my
Just like
Lord.
slamming food down. I was like 150 pounds. Now I'm like 200.
Yeah.
So I want to get up to like 215. I'm only 5'9".
Yeah.
I want to get up to like 215 and then cut and essentially like lean out at that point.
Nice.
And, like eat at maintenance, like drop down to like 200.
Well, do it now while you're young, because I'll tell you what, when you get past that 40 or 50 mark, dude, it's
It's not gonna be as fun.
it's not as fun. No, not at all. Yeah, your metabolism. I used to be skinny. I could go eat 12 tacos at Taco Bell in my 20s, and no, it's not
like,
like that.
I'm good.
Yep. All right, old age sucks. But well, Trey, man, thank you for doing this. I really appreciate you taking the time. And but before you go, like with everybody who's on, I asked them to call out somebody in their circle who thinks you would think would be a good guest, has a good story.
Oh shit. Oh my god, I gotta think. Dude, I feel like Bearkey would probably be really good.
All right. Well,
Bearkey hasn't done it, right?
No, she hasn't done it. So you
Okay,
may have
cool.
to twist her arm, tell her, it wasn't too painful.
I think she'd like it.
All right. Well, put in a good
Bearkey
word
likes
for
to
me.
talk.
Excellent.
Bearkey's a talker.
All right, Trey. Well, hey, man, thank you again so much, and have a good night.
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. Thank you. Appreciate it.